Willie D Live.
What's up, family? The feds are looking for Gervonte Tank Davis. According to the feds, Gervonte is on the run for a domestic violence warrant. Yeah. They saying that, he got into a mix-up with his girl and they're looking for him. They need to talk to him. They're looking everywhere. So far, Gervonte is nowhere to be found. Here's an article from Marca. Gervonte Davis blows Manny Pacquiao chance and his boxing career may be fully over. So in this article, they talk about how Gervonte, when it comes to casual boxing fans, may not be known, but he developed a reputation due to his unbeatable nature, knocking out opponents left and right, no matter their talents, which is true. You know, his confidence, his style, his drive, very few can match, right? It goes on and says, Davis reached 30 years old. It seemed like he was maturing. He frequently spoke about fatherhood and appeared to have a different glint in his eyes. But the legal issues continued to mount despite his own ad persona changing. Several arrests culminated in a groundbreaking lawsuit filed by his former girlfriend, Courtney Rossell, in October of 2025. Last week, an arrest warrant was issued for Davis after evidence surfaced supporting Rossell's claim of battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. As things stand, Davis is nowhere to be found. Whether he's on the run from authorities is unclear at this time. But the police have been unable to locate Tank to bring him in on the arrest warrant. According to reports, US Marshals have joined the police search. So this is serious. It's not just the police looking for him. The US Marshals, the top guns, are looking for him. Davis's boxing career is now in real jeopardy. The mounting legal issues have finally come back to haunt him, and details are now emerging of a potential mega fight against Manny Pacquiao that Davis was set to be offered. According to World Boxing News, Davis was a target for Pacquiao, in addition to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Rolly Romero. There's Pacquiao, one of my favorite fighters. I don't think he'd be able to beat Tank, though, because Pacquiao is definitely past his prime, and Tank is a young gunner. So it's not known if Davis-Pacquiao fight would have been an officially sanctioned bout or an exhibition. Regardless, that's now off the table completely following Davis's legal drama. Davis has other things to focus on right now, obviously. So let me just say this, fam. Salute to Tank for everything he's overcome. Salute for him working on himself, you know. He got some issues, though, when it comes to those women. I don't know how many women he's involved with, but I do know he's had a few cases, I ain't gonna say several, but a few cases of these domestic violence situations. And he needs to get help. I thought he was okay. I thought, maybe the last maybe 4 years or so, maybe 3 years, about 2 years, 3 years. I thought he had made a turn, but it seems like it's still an issue. Now, I was looking at some comments under a post on, I think it was World Star, and World Star, it's World Star, so a lot of people jump on World Star and they say all kind of outlandish things. But there were a lot of people in the comments that were saying things like, well, he was with me, so he has an alibi, things like that, being funny. Others were saying things like, telling the people who posted it, hey, actually, it wasn't World Star. Let me back up. My bad. It wasn't World Star. That was Hot 97. Hot 97 in New York posted it. And people were saying, like, don't y'all have something better to do, like play our favorite music or something? It's Gervonta Davis. He's a superstar athlete. He's on the run from the popos. That's breaking news. That's worth posting. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of young boxers out there looking up to Gervonta. They want to be in the position that he's in, obviously minus being wanted by the police. But there was a lot of upside to him. I'm always looking at the young cats who have a lot of upside, who have a lot of influence, who we can use, you know? I'm looking at like, man, how can we use this immense talent that this kid has and this following and this influence that he have to get to the youth and, you know, inspire them. Let them know, look, man, it's more than one way. You got options. Maybe you don't end up being a professional boxer, but you can pursue a law degree. You know, you can pursue being whatever it is that you want to be, right? And you can make a turn because, you know, Gervonta had had some problems in the past, some legal problems, and he had some problems with domestic abuse, and it looked like he made a turn. That's a testimony, you know? That goes to show you that, you know, you can be used, you know, to help others pass the game down, right? And that's a big reason why I share my personal stories with y'all, because I know I'm helping somebody. Now, some of y'all like, I don't need your help. Who are you? You don't know nothing. That's cool. Hey, man, you know, take it or leave it. You know, you ain't got to take it. You know, take it or leave it. But I put the information out there for the youngsters who might be inspired by what I have to say. And not just youngsters, because there are people even my age who could use some type of inspiration. Hell, I could use inspiration on a daily basis. I'm looking for it. So I don't think you're ever too old to be inspired by someone, you know? So that's how I look at it. But yeah, I'm pulling for Gervonta the whole time, but this domestic violence is something that I'm serious about. I just don't rock like that at all. I don't rock with that at all, because a man who can't control his emotions is a very dangerous man. See, there's two things in life that a man must absolutely learn to control if he is to get close to reaching his optimum, and that is his penis and his emotions. Man, if some of you young men out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of y'all, and y'all seasoned, y'all done been there, you done it, and you thought you had it all together. But boy, once you might have had one controlled, but you didn't have the other. Usually, well, I ain't gonna say that, but you may have had one under control, but not the other. But once you get both of them under control, those emotions and that penis, whoo, man. Boy, you can work miracles, man. You can work miracles once you get that under control, because now there ain't a force out there. There ain't a person out there that could push your button and make you get out of character. You see, when you're not ruled by something, when you're not ruled, when somebody can't just push your button and get you out of character, make you do things that you may not normally do, man, that's like a damn superpower. It's like having a superpower once you can control that. So that's where Gervonta falls short. Apparently, he can't control his emotions. Can't control them, which is kind of odd for a boxer, because boxers are typically disciplined. We do have a switch though, but boxers are typically disciplined, but it is something that you have to work on, though. It ain't something that come automatically, because a lot of boxers come from fighting on the streets. A lot of boxers come from fighting on the streets. So you got to have that edge, and you got to have that switch. Got to have that, that, what I'm talking about, fam. It's got to be a little something, and it got to be a little something, a little bit off too, a little bit off, because you got to be a little off to be a boxer. Think about it. You get inside of a ring fighting a guy with gloves on. You get inside of a ring and you getting your head hammered. You know what I'm saying? You getting your brain getting knocked around, getting your noodles knocked. And each time you get inside that ring, it's a possibility that you ain't gonna come out the same. It's a possibility that you could actually die in that ring. That day, you could die. And even if you don't die, when you come out of that ring, you probably won't really be the same. Now, you may not notice it on that particular day, but as those fights accumulate over time, memory starts slipping a lot sooner than it should, right? Your motor skills starts to decline more rapidly than someone your age should, right? Your faculties, everything ain't just intact like they should be at your age. And we're seeing some of our hero fighters right now who have slurred speech. We've seen others who have passed along, who've already passed on, who had slurred speech in their 20s, 30s, absolutely in their 50s and 60s. So that ain't something to play with. But I'm pulling for Gervonte. I hope he can get it together. I hope that he's okay. He's been missing in action. They've had a warrant out for him for over a week, so I think like maybe going on 2 weeks or something. So they're looking for him. The more, if he's okay, hopefully he's okay. But the more he holds out, the less chance he have on getting a bond. The less chance he has on a judge trusting that he'll show up in court. And the less favoritism he's going to have. Because one of the things they really, really dislike, besides the fact that you walking into that courtroom and you black, is someone who is a runner. Yeah, they're going to try to punish you for that. They're going to tax you for that. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.